Hi everyone, I am the Sarcastic Sloth, and welcome to my channel. So you may have noticed I have been gone for a little while there. I did post my Q&A video, which I got some really nice responses from, which is always really nice to hear. But yeah, why have I not really been commenting on anything? There's been a lot of things going on, but why haven't I made any videos on the things that have been occurring? Well, I'll be honest with you, I just don't really, the vast majority of things that have been occurring have been TikTok influencer parties. I don't care about TikTokers. I don't care about TikTok as a whole. The things that I do like from TikTok are sort of reminiscent from Vine days, do you know what I mean? So your sort of weird comedy, ridiculousness, and anything to do with animals, quite frankly. Everything else, all of the tomfoolery, all of the crap dancing, all of the, just bullshit that surrounds TikTok, I don't care about at all. I don't care about a single one of those influencers. I think I've made my point. What do I say in regards to those parties that have occurred? I think I sort of covered it a little bit with my Q&A video. If you didn't watch that, it's just basically a bunch of idiots just getting together to celebrate each other's idiocy, and I just don't really care about that, to be honest with you. Some people are going from the mindset of like kids will be kids, and should we really get that worked up? And you know what? Usually I would pretty much agree with that. Kids are assholes, and if you leave them to their own devices and mansions with money and all sorts of other party favors, let's say, they will continue to be assholes. That's quite correct. But when we're in the middle of a pandemic and the vast majority of us want to get on with living our lives in a normal manner and want this to actually blow over somewhat, but a bunch of selfish assholes are just basically having parties the whole time, what more can I say? I don't really know how I can stretch that out any further. So I have admittedly been a bit quiet. Also, I was going to do a video a couple of days ago, but then my jaw just started cracking out of nowhere. I just woke up, and I guess I was just grinding my teeth or something, I guess. And I woke up and it felt like someone had cracked me in the jaw whilst I was sleeping. So that's always nice, isn't it? There we go. All of a sudden, out the clear blue sky, what happens? Well, an influencer, a rather large influencer, has been found with a rather large pache of weapons. Oh, don't mind if I do. So, I think you probably know who I'm going to be talking about. You probably do if you actually looked at the thumbnail. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't, I don't know. We're going to talk about Jake Paul. We're going to talk about his little mate, who has also had his house raided as well. And yeah, let's get back into the swing of things. So without further ado, let's crack on. So, as per usual, everything I'm going to be talking about today are in fact my own opinions, and if you don't like that, then ta-ra! Jake Paul, as I did state earlier, has been found with a rather large arsenal of weapons, which, as a Brit, always makes me a little bit nervous. I'm not going to go into the whole should Americans have guns or should they not, at the end of the day. It tenses me out, I'm just going to put it that way, quite frankly. Anyone who's stockpiling weapons of any kind, it's always someone that I feel that needs to be watched under close surveillance somehow. It's like, what are you doing? Are you actually preparing for the doomsday, or are you actually going to go a little bit nuts, a little bit rage? And so, as you may or may not be aware, during the Black Lives Matter protests, Jake Paul and his little cronies got caught out in an Arizona mall where looting was occurring. They stated that they weren't taking part in the looting, but they were arrested because it was basically trespassing. They were trespassing upon that mall at that period in time. And basically on the Wednesday, so on the 5th of August, those charges against him were dismissed. And it was stated it is in the best interest of the community so that a federal criminal investigation can be completed. Now, when you hear federal, those are usually quite tense things that are coming to the forefront of your mind then. You don't think, well, maybe this is just for jaywalking or something. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, so those were dismissed. Maybe he was thinking, oh, bloody hell, maybe I got away with this somewhat. And then all of a sudden, well, basically an army showed up to his house. I don't know about you, but if you see that rolling up to someone's house, that is a raid of epic proportions. That's not just like a little SWAT team van that's like basically 4 miniature tanks just rocking up to Jake Paul's house, who, I'll be honest with you, as much as I dislike the guy, as much as I think that he is an absolute turd in the hamper, as much as I think that I wouldn't trust him with a packet of crisps, I would not have thought in my wildest dreams that he would warrant that kind of response, really. But there's a very apt reason for that, and we're going to see that now.
They have a lot of weapons.
So as you can see, quite a few guns there, and it would appear that there was even more guns as well, lying around the place. I mean, you saw in the one shot where there was just like a massive rifle just lying against the jacuzzi, like as you do. That's completely normal, isn't it? Bloody hell, man. Lifestyles of the rich and the famous, eh? Bloody hell. Everyone was thinking at this point in time, what the hell is actually going on, and why would this kind of response be merited? If the charges have been dismissed, then what's going on? Is saying that they're making way for a federal investigation. What was that federal investigation appertaining to? At that point in time also, his friend, another influencer who's part of Team 10, who was also responsible for officiating Jake and Tanner's wedding. So, you know, I should say wedding really, shouldn't I? This dude, Arman Izadi. Well, his mansion also got raided as well, the graffiti mansion. So why would that occur? Why would Jake and Arman have these kinds of heavy raids going down on their house? It would turn out that Arman has a pretty disgusting criminal past. The things I'm going to list off to you are disgusting. I didn't have any respect for these people to begin with, but they're even lower on my list of things to respect in this world, just underneath bacteria. When I read this, actually, I was quite taken back, because I learned something in regards to legal terminology that I didn't really know before. So in 2012, he pleaded guilty to pandering. Now, if you're not familiar with legal terminology, which I wasn't up until this point, or at least the legal terminology for this particular crime, is the word that's used for pimp or pimping. Pandering. I mean, I've never heard of a word that's so divorced in my mind from the actual crime. Do you get what I'm saying? It's just, pandering to me is like, you know, like if you pander to a child when they're kicking off and then, you know, you give them sweets or something like this. Not pimping people out, man, for Christ's sake. It doesn't stop there. He also has 20 counts related to robbery, kidnapping, pimping, like I said, and battery. So this is a truly disgusting human being in my view. I mean, you know, if everything here is correct, which he pleaded guilty, so I would assume that it would be, then he is foul. So why on earth would Jake Paul have this guy in his home to begin with? Why would he have this guy officiating his wedding? I don't know if he knows this, I would imagine he does, but then at the same time, what exactly is this relationship here? He's got himself down as some kind of networking mogul, some kind of party connoisseur. What are these things actually masking, you might ask? These are the questions I'm asking myself right now, I'll tell you what. What was interesting to me is when he tweeted out, when Jake Paul got arrested for the looting in the Arizona Mall, he tweeted out, and I'll read this verbatim. So they want to charge Jake Paul for being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Interesting. Unlawful assembly is a super stretch, seeing as there was no order to disperse only a gas can in our direction after walking out of a restaurant to see what was going on. Pull the other one, dude. Are you for real? Who comes out of a restaurant, goes, oh, there's some police over there, oh, they're firing cans, let's raid this mall? And it's not like they went in there fearing for their lives. They were laughing their asses off. They were at least part of a crowd that were literally breaking the place down and looting. Are you really gonna try and pretend here that you just went, oh no, my life is in danger, I'll just go and loot? It's like, what are you talking about? That is bollocks of the highest order, if ever I've seen it. Just what a joker, what an absolute joker. So as you can see, he's not only got a very shady past, but he's also very selective with his telling of the truth as well. The one last bit I wanted to cover on this, because quite frankly I find it to be the most delicious part, if I'm being honest. Well, first of all, I've got to apologise, it's from the Sun, the US, there's a US Sun? Oh god, that's got to be as much of an arsewipe as the British Sun. To more trouble, YouTuber Jake Paul owed $2 million in federal taxes before FBI raided and seized guns from his LA mansion. How much crime can you do in a short spell of time is basically what he's been going for here. I'm not gonna lie, right, everything else I found to be pretty wild in itself, but this bit was quite delicious, because if there's one thing that always gets people, look at Al Capone, it's the taxes, man. You gotta pay the tax, man, otherwise they will come for you. It doesn't matter how much money you have, it doesn't matter how much influence you have, it doesn't matter your standing, none of it. If you're not paying that money, then you're going to get caught out, my friend. It's just the way it is every single time. I don't know what's going to come of this. Probably nothing good for him. I mean, I don't know if he even has if he's not paying the $2 million, then I don't know if he would have the $2 million to necessarily pay off. I don't know if it's in, like, his money is brought up in, like, investments or anything of this nature. I guess time will tell on that one, but yeah, this particular bit of information was very delicious to me. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I just found that so funny, man. So bloody hilarious. And it sort of made me formulate the opinion that maybe it's the case that they've gone, well, we've got him for this. We've been looking into him for a rather large period of time. Now we sort of have an excuse to do so. And then maybe the fact that he knows this Arman character, maybe he has some kind of criminal links. That's why they've gone and raided his mansion as well. And yeah, basically this is all compounded at the same time, so that Jake Paul's chickens have come home to roost at the end of the day. So I'm sure this will unfold over the coming weeks, and there's something more to get our teeth into. I would love to hear what you think in the comments. I'm going to be more consistent with my videos. I'm going to do a video on Tanner's never-ending apologies next, so that should come out within the next couple of days. If you like the video, that'll be awesome. If you subscribe, that'll be banging, and just stay safe out there as per usual, and try not to do any crime. Yeah, that would be lovely. Okay.